Here we go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving your perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. It is rivalry week, man. If you loved the game of football, this is the weekend from you, from Thursday to last night to today. As a Florida State fan and a Michigan fan, I'm hoping Michigan's go Big Blue. Let's go Big Blue. I'm all about the Big Blue today. We're going to make it 2 for 2. We're going to tap that Ohio State ass all up in that ass, whether Blake Corum plays or not. We're doing it, all right? Here's what I want to talk to you guys today about. Rivalry week. Rivalry week. What it's all about. Does not matter what happened yesterday. It's about right now. I might be a little biased when I say this, but I am a firm believer that the greatest high school football rivalry period of all times, I don't care who you want to name, I don't care, especially the way the game is set up now, to this day, in my opinion, and again, I'm probably biased when I say this, the greatest high school football rivalry is Good Counsel versus DeMatha. My alma mater, Good Counsel, taking on DeMatha Catholic Stags, all right? Let me tell you, my senior year, during the regular season, they beat us 42-13. I will never forget that ass kicking, 42-13. 2 weeks later, we played them in the championship, and it was expected. I mean, even our coaches started to allude to it in so many words. They said, look, we're overmatched. This is a team that is damn good. And pretty much basically the way we heard it was that they're going to beat your ass, all right? It took them, here's how the game ended. It took them to overtime. And first play out of overtime, Chester Stewart, who was the quarterback then, Chester Stewart throws a long one to a cat named Rodney McLeod, who's had a great career in the NFL. I believe he's with the Colts now. You know, he's been doing his thing. Throws a fade to Rodney McLeod, and they're up at the beginning of overtime. So they missed the extra point. And it gives us an opportunity to score. If we make the extra point, then we would win the game. And unfortunately, what happened, we fumbled the opening snap, and they ended up winning. All right, so yes, the loss still haunts me to this day. As you can see, I can regurgitate it. I feel like I was there still. I mean, there's pieces of my heart all over that stadium that I don't even think I've even been able to get over. Now I'm regurgitating. I still don't think I'm over that shit. I never get over these things. I never get over these losses. So, but anyway, there's a couple things I want to point out to you after the game. All right, this is what it's all about, because this is when it's time to shake hands, and I'll never forget certain moments. All right. First moment I'll never forget. Kenny Tate, who went on to play at the University of Maryland and was the guy. He was the guy. He was only a junior that year. He was only a junior that year, and he was coming into his own. All-American, U.S. Army All-American, the whole nine. I remember him coming over to our sideline and just dapping us up and just say, look, we love doing this with y'all every year. You know, and that was a powerful moment. Moment number two. His future teammate, was a guy named Drew Gloucester, he was already at the University of Maryland. He came back to watch the game, and I remember him screaming at us because Drew was a Good Counsel graduate, and he, you know, like I said, he went on to play at the University of Maryland, but he was watching us, and he was, you know, obviously hoping that we won and things like that. And once we lost, I remember him just talking to us in the sidelines. They look as we were walking back. He goes, look, just talk to them young boys, man. Talk to them young boys. You guys did what everything you could do, and it's not necessarily, when you learn later on in life, it's not necessarily about if you won or if you lost, but y'all put in the work, y'all deserve it, and, you know, just be proud of the fact of how you played. And then the last thing I saw, and as I was in the locker room at Navy, that's where the game was played, at Navy Memorial Stadium. I remember Coach Malloy just looking at the younger guys, Caleb, Porzell, and Jelani, and Darrell, and all them boys, and just looking at them and say, hey, we just gonna get them next year. That's all it is. We just gonna get them next year. Now, since that moment, let me tell you, Good Counsel and DeMatha went on to play, like 2 years after, 2 seasons later, Good Counsel and DeMatha went on to play on ESPN and really established what we now see as one of the powerhouse conferences of the world. All right, do the research. If you want to go find out yourself, do the research on the amount of players that are going to be playing today that have come from the two schools I just mentioned. And it was all about tradition. It was all about competing. It was all about just going out there and absolutely laying it all on the line and putting it all on the field and building a brother and building a family. And that carries over into your adult lives in so many ways. That carries over into so many things that we do when it comes to work and how we structure our businesses, how we structure our processes, how we just build our overall philosophy towards life. And it's very important that you go out there, you compete and you compete and you compete and you compete. And then at the end of the day, you shake hands and you just say, hey, let's do this. Rivalry week, that's what rivalry week is all about, all right? So all my college football fans, enjoy today. I know I'm gonna be enjoying today. It's a great weekend so far. My FSU guys got a win last night. Let's hope Big Blue can make it 2 for 2, all right? If you want to dive deeper into my world, Aswand, it's makeyourmove.com. That's makeyaMove.com. It's where all the podcast that comes out 5 days a week. That's where all my Plus LY merch is. That's where my books are, hiring seminars, the whole nine. My run club that I'm going to be starting and all that kind of stuff. And that's it for now. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.